Okay, right. The roller. I can't use a scaffold tube, and the reason is, there you go, that's about the same size as a scaffold tube. If you put that there, that's not going to be above the lip. So instead of rolling, it won't be on the lip. So I've got a couple of pieces of this tube, and what is this anyway? I think it's 3 inch. Where's my ruler? I don't know what it is now. This is, yeah, about 3 inch. Yeah, 3 inch. 3 inch tube. And I'm going to use a piece of this for the actual flail as well. But anyway, this will, once the thing's on, it will sit above the part. So what I've done, I plasma cut some circles out, which weren't very good, and put them on the lathe and just made some circles, and there'll be 2 of these in each end. I'll put a piece of pipe in, put a piece of this in with the thing, and then so that it's not just pivoted on the end, it'll go down inside. So I'll do 2 of those, stick it in, and she'll be good. So I'll make sure these fit. They've got to be the one inside anyway. It's got to be a very good fit, nice and tight. So that needs to hammer in. So I've got a couple here that I've done with bevels on, so they'll knock down inside. So right, I'll get a couple of them. I'll get that together and I'll bring you back. Cheers for now. Okie dokie. There's the roller in place. Works okay. I think the only thing I'm going to change is I just put normal bolts in there. I was going to Loctite them in so that they'd stay still, and this would still go up and down. So I have to do it evenly. But I think what I'm going to do is machine that out a little bit more and put a different bolt in it, like the front one that's got a lip on it, so that you can tighten it up and there'll still be a gap. So I think that's the job I'm going to do. So the boss has come to see me. So I think that's what I'll do with that. So anyway, that's the roller done. Tomorrow I've got to go and do some bits and pieces, but I'm going to call up at the there's a place up in Fakenham, and I think the other bearings I got for the middle, I don't really think they're going to be man enough for the constant rotation, so I'm going to go and see if I can find some chunkier ones. So that'll be the next thing. And the centre piece is going to be another piece of this, exactly the same. It'll be exactly the same. The only difference, it'll have the shaft to come further out, whichever side it will be, for the drive for from the motor. And then I've got to sit and make all the flails. But for now, I think my pulley wheel, the jockey wheels, will be here tomorrow. I think tomorrow or Tuesday, I would have thought. But all I've really got to do now is put the motor mount on and work out the pulleys. So that's it for now. I'll line this up and work out the bolt pattern for that. That's something I can do now. But first job is redo this. So I'll get on with that, and I'll be back later. Cheers for now. Okay. I've got some big 1 inch threaded bar, and welded a dirty great nut up inside there. And here's me dolly wheels. They're going to go on. They're going to go on there. Got plate. That's going to go on there. Bolted on. Now I'm just going to work out how much. I probably won't. No, that's when it'll be on the floor. Just work out to see how much I need. I don't need a massive amount. Probably 9 inches long. Yeah, something like that. Let's call it 9. No, let's go for 8. That'll give us 2 inches if we need to go down for any reason. Yeah, 8 inches will be more than enough. Right. I'll cut 8 inches of them each one. The what I plan to do is just thread those through there with another nut on the top, and just lock the nut off to the height I need. Oh, excuse me. And then make some form of handle. I don't want to damage it, so make some form of handle to go on for winding purposes. So anyway, right, I'll go and do the 8 inches and I'll see you in a bit. Hello again, there we go. Wheels. I was wondering about handles, but I don't really think you need them, because once it's set, it's set. It's very rarely you're going to need to lift it up and down. You can do that with the winch, which I've gone for. So, and the back will be up a little bit anyway with the roller. So there you go. I've ordered some bigger main bearings for the actual flail part. They'll be here on Wednesday. Hopefully, ordered them from a local place. A bit chunkier than the ones I've got. I don't think they're man enough. So, right, I'll turn it round and see about drilling the holes for the back plate, and then I've got to do the engine mount. So, right, that's it for now. I'll see you in a little while. Cheers. Okay, you always seem to be getting somewhere when you can see it in its whole form. Right, that's basically what it is then. So say this bolts to the bracket under the quad bike, which will lift it up a bit to about there. If it doesn't, I'll have to adjust the holes, and there you go. And then the winch will lift it up off the floor for travelling purposes. So just got to put the motor in that. What happened to live down? Right, wants to go in somewhere. Right. There we go. So far so good. Cheers, see you later. Welcome back. Right, my bearings came today, so I picked up a bit of steel stock for the bearings. They're much beefier than the old ones. This is was it EN18, I think, so it'll wear well. I'll put a keyway, 6mm keyway in there for the pulley to go on the end. So the basically that'll be the bearing will be inside, alongside the thing. That'll come through the wall, and then the pulley will go on the outside. So this now has to have round pieces made up of I'm using 5mm steel plate to go inside the shaft for the flails. And again, I've got this tubing, 70mm that is, so we've got to make up the difference. So what I do is I plasma cut some circles out of 5mm plate, drill a hole in them, bolt them all together, and then stick them on the lathe and round them off to the right diameter. So I'll just give you a quick view of that. It's not truly exciting, but let me get the camera sorted out if I can. Dum 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 dum. Right, it's a bit thumpy, jumpy, but this is the plan anyway. Just turning it a bit at a time and take it till it's down right. Yep, that's spinning on my bolt. It's the only trouble with the bolt, they don't tighten very well. Yeah. Start that again to make sure. Pour some lube on it. Oh, I think I broke me. Oh yeah, I broke the end of me thing. I have to turn that round. Anyway, that's what we do. Do that till it's the right size, and then take the bolt out and put each one in, and machine the middle out till it fits. So there you go. I'll get on with that. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, hello. Right, that's one of the bearing shafts. That'll be the opposite end to the motor. The machine wall will be here. That won't be fixed for a while. This will go down inside the tube, which I've got here. I can't put it on yet because I want to straighten up all the ends and sort the length out. And this is the other end. I'll put a flat and a keyway on there because this is where the pulley will go, because the pulley this will all be that's got to go on, but again I can't put that on until I know how far that's got to come through for the pulley. I don't think it needs much, but probably about that much. But what I've got to remember is that there'll only be one hole in the end of the machine. So when you want to put in this rotor or take it out for any reason, you've got to be able to unclamp the bearing, push it inwards towards to be able to give you enough room to pull out this end, and then slide it down and pull it out through the hole. so you can't just go willy-nilly sticking it on unless these were on the outside. But even saying that, even if they're on the outside, you've still got to have enough room to push this through the hole that much, an inch and a bit, to let it to fall, to pull it out. So right, but I don't know whether I might put, I've got a feeling I'm going to put these on the outside, to be honest, and the reason for that is they won't get trapped in all the crap and dirt and stuff like that. So I might oh, one looks a bit, oh, that one looks like it hasn't been put on straight, unless it's a straight, is it? I have to check that. It's not in very, perhaps it hasn't been put in straight. No, it hasn't. It hasn't gone down in there, look. It hasn't bottomed out on this side. Right, okay, anyway. So that's the plan of action. I've got to clean the one end up, and then I can fit that one. And then figure out how long, what gap I need, what spacing I need. So that'll be the next working out. So cheers for now, and I'll go and get the machine back on the bench and see what I can come up with. Thanks a lot. Okay, well, with all homemade stuff, you have to change things around a bit. I was going to use this size tube for the flail roll, but if I'd have used that, I'd have left no room for the flails, although it must have been really short. So I've gone back to the original idea of a scaffold tube, so that should do that. Decent bearings on each end, and that leaves 5 inches all the way around and here between the roller and there for flails. So that'll be perfect, and then you've got, they'll come up there as well, so there'll be plenty of room for them to hit the ground running. So from there, that's 5 inches right on the, right there, so that's just below where the roller is rolling. So I've got another inch, so that's good. So that should be excellent. So that's the plan now. I can't put, I'm not going to fix this end in yet. That tube isn't fixed yet, because I've got to work out the pulley. I'm going to have a twin V-belt pulley. No good having a single. I'll have a double. So I've got to make some pulleys. Probably, I don't know what I'm going to. I've got some aluminium, but I don't think it's wide enough. So I might find something wider to make some pulleys out of, because I've got some aluminium stock. And I've got plenty of aluminium to weld, but that's only what 3 inch, so that's going to need to be a little bit bigger than that. So there we go. So far so good. So that's how far I've got at the moment. And the good thing is, if you want to take that out, you just unbolt that end to give it a bit of room. Take the bolts out of there, lift that up, and then slide it out that way. So it can come together, so, or come apart, I should say. Right, I will go and turn it over. It's getting a bit heavy now, so I'll turn it over and figure out where the motor's going to go and how big these files are going to be. These pulleys. I'll get it right in a minute. Right, I'll see you in a bit. I'll just turn it all over and go and unbolt the motor from the compressor. Cheers for now. Right, okay. Here we have the motor. Unbarred. Off the compressor. It only takes a couple of minutes to take it off and put it back on. This is a 5.5 160cc 5.5 horsepower. I think that'll be more than enough to turn this. Turn this. Right. Yeah, that goes that way. That goes that way. That'll flail forward. Perfect. Right. So I've got to figure out. I'm going to take the pulley off that's on there. I'll show you that in a second. Let me just. Right. Take this single pulley off. That's got a keyway, and work out a pair of pulleys for that. And then I've got to work out a idler pulley on a spring, so that when you don't want it driving, you can just pull the thing and it untensions the belt. So that's the next plan of action. First of all, get the pulley off, work out where everything goes. Back in a minute, or 2, 3. Alright, now we're looking more like the machine is going to be. So what have I got left to do? I've got to alter these a bit, because when that's up on the wheels and the thing dropped down, this end's too high, so that needs to come. I might put what I might do is put I'll put another hole in there and just lower that down a bit. It should be okay. I just got to put the studs on the motor and make the pulleys. That's the biggest bit next, make the pulleys and put the flails on. So I found a set on eBay which I'm keeping my eye on, I'll bid on. So, right, there we go for now. That's it until really the finishing part, so I'll be back on the finishing step. Cheers for now. Hello again. Alright, a little bit more of an update. The pulleys, I've ordered some aluminium billets round stock, and I'm going to do them 5-inch, because I'm looking at the other thing, the pulleys are the same size, so the motor turns at the speed or rather the flails will turn at the speed of the motor, so I don't think it needs to go any faster anyway, but if it does, we'll have to sort that out later. But for now, so I'm going to do the pulleys 5-inch. So that roughly, that's where it's going to be. So I've got this piece of old aluminium. This is actually the one of the side panels off an old Morris Minor Traveller that got changed at some point. So anyway, I'm going to I've drawn around the thing at 6-inch, just over 6-inch. I'll cut that out, put some sides on it. I'll use whatever I can, or I might move that over actually. See if I can get that over a bit to save a bit of material, and then I'll be able to make a 2-inch or whatever spacer to go all the way around. So that's the next plan. So I'll just get rid of that markings. And I can start again. I've had to change a few things simply because that's the thing of it. It's all trial and error. I'm only going off a picture, so I'm just doing the best I can really. So we'll move this over so we can get as much in as we can. So we'll go to there. And then come down here. That looks about right. should be enough for the pulleys. I hope. Let's back up and see what. Oh yeah, that'll easily clear them. Easily. Right, we'll cut that out. I don't really want to cut it with a plasma cutter. I don't like aluminium as a plasma cutter. I think I might use my jigsaw. Anyway, a few other things I changed. I wanted the bearings, the roller bearings just for the roller, both on the outside, but unfortunately I made an error by when I made the roller. I didn't make the shafts long enough, and they were only just touching the grub screws. So what I've done is I've cut a little bit out the back of the plate here so that they can go up a bit more. Put a stop on it because it was going up and touching the roller. And I've had to put one inside the plate and one outside the plate so that they cut enough meat for the grub screws to grab hold of. But not much of a thing, it's just something I jumped the gun and made the shafts a little bit too short. What else have I done? I put the bring around here. I made the bar. There's a bar on here now, and that'll clamp the rubber fingers. I've got some rubber. I've got some 5mm rubber sheet or whatever it was. I can't remember, 3mm sheet. Anyway, I've got some rubber for that. Hopefully these wheels will be man enough for the job. If not, I'll just have to change them. It's just something that that they're only going to roll around on it between that and the roller at the back. That's all they do. So anyway, that's the update. So I'll get on, cut this and see what I can come up with for doing that. Back in a little while. Cheers for now.